Hi everyone, this is Sean. Welcome back to my channel. I have about 9 minutes to spare and I want to talk about a case, an incident that involves a security guard by the name of Blake Anderson, who was allegedly beat by the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department at a hookah lounge in Inglewood, California. Guys, I'm lit. The whole situation, it just frustrates me. And if you know me, if you know Sean, you know that I'm about to piss a lot of people off that are watching this video. A lot of people are going to say, you know what, Sean, you're a racist. You're not fair. You're a bootlicker. And they'll press the unsubscribe button. And I get it. It's okay. Because at the end of the day, I have a lot of loyal subscribers as well. Loyal people come dime or dozen. I'm going to upset a lot of people what I'm about to say. What I saw was just a mess. Guys, the media is portraying this criminal, this thug, and I'll say it again, this thug, as a private security guard. And what they are essentially doing is disrespecting the men and women out there in uniform that wear the private security officer uniform, who abide by the law. Blake Anderson was not a security guard. I looked him up. I went to the BSIS website. BSIS stands for the Bureau of Security and Investigative Services. They are the regulatory arm for private security and private investigation professionals in the state of California. I ran his name to see if he's a registered guard. Blake Anderson. Nothing. A name similar out of Anaheim, but that's a cancel license. He had a gun on him. You guys see the picture of the gun that he had on him? So he's supposed to have a firearm permit, right? Looked him up for a firearm permit. Blake Anderson. Nothing on file. Nothing on file. If the argument is made that he doesn't need a guard card because he's working for the hookah lounge, well, I will invalidate that issue right now. So I ran Blake Anderson's name through the BSIS proprietary security officer database. And again, nothing on file for Blake Anderson. Want to know why there's nothing on file for Blake Anderson? Because he's a thug. He's not a security officer. He's not even a proprietary security officer. And I want to know, those of you who are in the Inglewood area, what security company hired him? Because allegedly now according to his attorney, he worked for a third-party contract security company. What security company is that? What kind of security company hires a thug? His lawyer, jeez, guys, if there's something that we need to change in the justice system, it's not just police, it's prosecutors and defense attorneys and judges. We need improvements in the entire justice system. His attorney is saying that he had a reasonable belief that it was okay for him to have a gun, a loaded gun on him, a loaded firearm, knowing that he's a felon. Guys, this thug is a parolee. A parolee. He served. If you don't know what a parolee is, I'll tell you this. A parolee is somebody who serves the rest of their prison term in the community. So essentially, he's still in prison. And when Blake Anderson, when he paroled, he discharged, when Blake discharged, he signed a form agreeing to a whole list of conditions. And I will leave a link in the description box below to the conditions that Blake agreed to and every other parolee in the state of California. Number one, I agreed to obey all laws. Well, I'm here working without a security guard license, and I'm working here without a firearm permit. I am in possession of a firearm in a concealed manner. That is a crime. You broke the law. Second, you agree as a parolee to agree to warrantless search and seizures of you as a person and places that you are connected to. That means when law enforcement shows up, that you agree to unlimited search and seizures, guys. I mean, for parolees, law enforcement can do that as long as they're not discriminating against that person because of a protected class or it's just harassment. You can't. Now, if you're on probation, it's different, but he's on parole. He's serving his prison time in the community. So, Blake numerous times says, what for? What for? What do you need? What do I need to come to you for? What for? He keeps asking the same thing. Now, if you are on parole, you have a loaded gun on you, it's not a time to ask what for. Now, I get it. Now, there's some footage before what we saw on camera. But numerous times, he says, what for? What for? No. You're discharged out of prison. If a police officer, deputy sheriff says, come to me, then you go to what they're doing, and you are to submit to an inspection, a search, a seizure. You agree to that. It's not a time of questioning, especially when you have a gun on you. I'm not going to show you the video. If I show you the video, I'm going to get slapped with Big Brother. But I'll leave links in the description box with everything that's relevant. I see on camera the deputy grabs his head and slams it, but I think before that I see their guns drawn. Guys, I didn't even watch the whole complete video. I paused and I said to myself, based on my 23 years of combined law enforcement security experience, something is going bad right now. He either has an edge weapon or he has a gun on him. And then I played the video. The deputies are struggling for that gun. Guys, whenever you use any type of violence, it's going to look ugly. It's going to look ugly, especially deadly force. Can you slam someone's head against the pavement? Yes, if you are justified to use deadly force. Does it look bad? It looks horrible to the untrained eye. Horrible. So it's either shoot him in the head or bash his head in the concrete. Those are different solutions. Or go home in a casket. I mean, the media, you guys, and it's normally, this is why I'm gonna piss off a lot of people. It's usually Democrats, the far left, sometimes the left. Oh, this is a racist thing now. Look at the color of his skin. Look at the color of the skin of the deputies. This is racist. No, doesn't work that way. Just because you don't get your way doesn't mean that you call someone a racist so that you can gain the advantage point. Doesn't work that way. Got to look at the facts. If you're in private security and wondering what does this have to do with me, you might be struggling on the floor with somebody at a hookah bar and they're reaching for that weapon. What do? It's a tough decision to make. You fire a shot right into the skull. Well, skulls have been known to reflect bullets, guys. There's a whole crowd. Most of them are booing the deputies when they're trying to do their job. That's what most of them are doing. Some of them are saying, hey, Blake, stop resisting, stop fighting them. Some of them are saying that. You have a whole crowd closing in. You have to be selective. You have to discriminate on each shot. When you're fighting in different angles, you could have the bullet deflect off the skull and hit somebody in the crowd. I see some interesting things that skulls do when bullets strike them. You have to look for that perfect opportunity. Perfect opportunity is a face shot. But then again, you have to look for your back. You're going to look out for the backdrop. Okay, that bullet doesn't matter if it's full metal jacket or hollow point. Hollow points can pass through you as well. These are all considerations. So are you going to take that chance if you're the deputy fighting of potentially hitting somebody? I don't know, guys. If you bash someone's head into the pavement, there's less chance of collateral damage at the expense that it looks bad. It looks like it's abusive. But I'm not going to buy into this, guys. He was not a security guard. This person was a thug with a gun doing something he wasn't supposed to be doing. And shame on the hookah lounge for employing this person and not doing their due diligence with selecting the proper private security company. It does not work that way, guys. This guy Blake is not part of our security community. If you think otherwise, feel free to disagree. But I don't believe. Do you guys think that Blake should be part of our security community? I mean, you guys work hard for your firearm permit. You spend a lot of money. You spend a lot of money on your guard car license, and then for Blake to just bypass all that because he's above the law. Blake is above the law. No. And then the media shows the 22-year-old girlfriend and the 5-year-old boy, and that he's going to lose an eye. By the way, he had pre-existing conditions with the eye, by the way. And when you resist the police, deputies, yeah, there's a chance that when you have a pre-existing injury condition with an eye, you can lose that eye. But we're not gonna feel bad. I mean, it sucks that this had to happen, but why didn't he just comply? He knows what he was doing. He knew as a condition of parole that he has to submit to warrantless searches and seizures, and that he has to obey by all laws, and he didn't do that. I don't know what to say anymore, guys. I'm just lit over this whole situation. Thank you, Ken, one of my subscribers, for providing this video. It was actually for a different context, a different situation, and I just saw it, and I was just thinking, this is horrible. I need to talk about this. I made a video on whether you could get a guard car license if you are on parole or you're out of prison. I have some people that have changed their life. They got out of prison, they got out of jail, and they changed their life. They did complete 360. I've talked to you guys over the phone. And there's a place that I hold near and dear in my heart with you guys, because you served your time. You served your time, and some of you found God, you found Jesus, and you found the light. And I commend you guys. I mean, my heart and soul goes out to you guys who did your best to turn your life around. But doesn't the situation with Blake, doesn't that infuriate you? I mean, you did all the hard work that you have to do to turn your life around. And look at this guy. We have Blake. There's no accountability. It's all the sheriff's department fault. It's a deputy's fault. It's a police fault. It's not my fault. Somebody put a loaded gun in my pocket. Somebody told me to work unlicensed. Unfreaking believable. I'm done.